Based out of Hunter, Kansas, harvesting runs deep in the blood of the Keller family. Ray and Max are the third generation of Kellers to continue the family business. Ray and Max's grandfather, John Keller, began Keller harvesting with his brothers. Eventually, John's eldest sons, Harold, Ham Keller, Leonard Keller, and Richard Keller took over the business and continued harvesting for a collective 20 years before their own retirement in 1979. Harold's sons, Ray and Max, purchased their first Massey combine and thus began the 40-year adventure. For a majority of these years, their harvesting routes typically ran from Seymour, Texas, through Oklahoma and southern Kansas, up to Presho, South Dakota, one year as far as north as Montana. Though times in farming have changed, one thing has always been consistent in the Keller family. Equipment was and is to be read and only read. Massey Harris, Massey Ferguson, and Case IH were the only options. Ray was born to Maribel and Harold Ham Keller on July 9, 1954. 4 years later, on July 11, 1958, Max was also born. Grandma Maribel often told the comical stories of Grandfather Keller thinking he needed to stop the local implement parts store before their stop to deliver at the hospital. As you can imagine, this didn't go over very well. Ray and Max's childhood was spent on the family farm outside of Hunter, Kansas, surrounded by grandparents, aunts, uncles, and a host of Keller cousins. They learned the ropes of agriculture at a very young age. As adults, Ray became an industrial arts teacher, while Max made his career as a full-time farmer. Most commonly making their harvest run with a four-man crew, 2 Case IH combines, 2 trucks, and 1 camper. The phase that comes to mind is small but mighty. However, as you will hear from many customers, the efficiency and heart of the Keller brothers harvesting was often unparalleled. The relationships that have developed with customers and former employees are now very important to both Ray and Max. These customers and employees have become far more than friends, they've become family. Phone calls, Christmas cards, and emails are always a staple in keeping in touch. Max has been a member of the Custom Harvesters for many years, representing Keller Brothers Harvesting. He has faithfully attended conventions, coming home to relay the latest information and news to Ray. Ray and Max are very much involved in the Hunter community. As active lifetime members of Trinity Lutheran Church, they serve on committees, as voters, and as elders, as well as devote their time and hands to various other projects. Being an educator for so many years, Ray was a selfless teacher who went above and beyond at Sylvan Unified Schools. The 2 Keller brothers also play a strong role in supporting the Custer Township and lifeblood of Tiny Hunter, the Hunter Cafe and Hunter Community Center. Ray has 3 children, a daughter, Lacey, and twin sons, Lee and Levi. He and his wife, Shelley, reside 15 miles south of Hunter. Max and Kelly also reside on the farm north of Hunter and have 2 children. Each of the boys became an integral part of the harvest crew at some point during their junior high school, and college years. Lacey is a co-owner of the MK Analytics, Levi a medical doctor, Lee a mechanical engineer, and Morgan a first-grade teacher, and Mitchell a sales agronomist. From the very first run with the Massey Ferguson 750 to their last run with the 2 Case IH 7140s, after 40 years, Ray and Max have decided it's time to retire from custom harvesting and devote the time to their farm in Hunter, as well as traveling to visit their grown children. There is no more meaningful honor than an induction into the USCHI Hall of Fame to serve as a capstone to an incredibly outstanding career for these 2 men, Ray and Max Keller. And it's with great pride that these 2 men are inducted into the USCHI Hall of Fame.